very early age, fourth, fifth grade, I was drawing and painting already. And actually I began oil painting in the fourth grade. I had a wonderful teacher who let me start oil painting in the fourth grade. She bought me a set of oil paints at the end of the school year, so I spent the whole summer painting in oils. And of course my first images were birds, trees, flowers, faces of sort of ladies out of my head, or goddesses out of my head, I guess. They were very often, I'd put, headbands on them with feathers and things that I thought, I suppose Indian ancestors looked like. But these were mostly from just things out of my head. I had seen some things, some photographs and things that my grandparents had, but these were mostly just things I made up. I didn't, at that time in fourth and fifth grade, I didn't, look at an image and create something. I found out about egg tempera and oil and started looking at Northern Renaissance paintings, which of course also had a lot of Greek and classical influences. And I started doing figurative painting right at that point when I was about 18 or 19. It's just a continuation of imagery from childhood, and it's really never stopped. I mean, classicism is really a bottomless pit. I met Effie actually at Northeastern University many years ago, and we had talked about collaborating, working on something together. And actually I ended up working on some other collaborations with a friend of ours, Joel Hall, in dance. But we kept talking about getting back to poetry and painting, and finally, a couple of years ago, we did a collaboration for the Humanities Festival, and worked for a year on, she was writing poems about my paintings, some of my older paintings, and I was creating paintings about her poems.
James and I had been talking about collaborating for many years. Actually, our friends were it was a running joke, like, yeah, are we going to ever see any results instead of just talking? And then finally we actually did, the collaboration started for, we had a deadline, artists always work well with deadlines, to work with the Chicago Humanities Festival. And, we had talked about it, and then suddenly James called me up one day and said, well, come over to the studio. I have some paintings I've been working on that I wanted you to see. And I was like totally amazed. I walked into a studio and he had 6 gorgeous new paintings. And I was like, I want to write about these. And he said, you already have. They're the ones I did about your poems. We work this collaboration so well together because we do, as James said earlier, have a lot of things in common. We use a lot of mythological references. He knows a lot about the ancient Greek gods, so do I. Other gods throughout other cultures. We have a lot of different ways, of approaching the same theme. Venus walks on the half-shell. She walks on air and prairie grassland. She steps daintily between pearls, picking out the best ones for her hair to wear with her favorite headband of flowers. Venus drapes herself in blue, then Venus walks on water as if it were a transparent sky, jutting out from a rain cloud. Venus walks on the spout of a fountain and ignores the gathering storm behind her. She is spring. She is Botticelli. She is the goddess of love. Under the harsh gaze of the sun, he disappears. From all that he knows, all that is familiar to him, everything falls away. Orpheus is a beam of light that leads us through this troubled world. He is hope, that death is not stronger than us, that we can beg the gods for mercy and seemingly win, temporarily, with our eloquence at the sudden deprivation of death. The fire inside his heart burns red like the pomegranate seeds she didn't eat in hell. Only Persephone was greeted by Pluto with that grain-filled fruit when she visited. He was so eager to please her. Better her presence next to him than nothing, if he could not have her heart. Orpheus has Eurydice's heart. What he doesn't have is her body or her person, which is languishing in hell with Persephone and Pluto. They need company sometimes, especially guests like Orpheus. He plays the lyre like Apollo, who taught him. He sings. These are the kind of men you want visiting in your house. You don't want to let them go, despite promises. No one explains anything to Eurydice. Typical men. Let her guess wrong in the dark and blame her for it, like it's easy walking through Hades looking only at your lover's back, even if he did come on his own to rescue you. It's not an open secret that he went to Zeus first to get you, that he begged for this trip to hell. Eurydice thinks maybe he died too, maybe the snake bit him second, or another snake got him. Nothing is made explicit for her, except for don't look back. She doesn't. She looks at Orpheus and sees only a man who won't look her in the eye, like he's got secrets to hide, like he's been straying while her life's been a living hell, like it's any easier when they shift gears and she leads the way, his hand on her shoulder. She can't see his eyes, and there are the terrors of hell all around her to contend with. It's enough to make a dead woman look to her lover for help, even if his eyes are closed. Orpheus can't tell her the truth, of course. He's been sworn to secrecy by the gods. It's one thing to go down to Hades and another to travel back, even with Mercury leading you back and forth. For one thing, Orpheus has made friends with Pluto, who likes him so much he wants to renege on his promise to let him lead Eurydice away. They're both such pleasant company, and so pretty. Too bad neither one of them likes pomegranates.
The sun speaks to the moon. I face you while you face me. I am hot and dry and light. You are cold and wet and dark. I move the winds. You move the seas. Together we create seasons and establish the calendar. Together we make love and flowers come forth.